Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode where we break down the songwriting process for this year's spooky tune. I'm just here in the office warming my wrists up a little bit before I get started with my teaching day, trying to keep things limber, got some drum parts to record soon. So I'm going to keep doing this for a little while and then I'm going to get into some more lyric massaging. So I hope you enjoy this week's episode. Rock!
It began as a dream with two kids in high school. There was a spark, magic, chemistry. Then life happened. But 30 years later, the fire was reignited. The band is back, better and badder than ever. They prolifically turn out new music, songs hitting the tops of the charts in various corners of the world. Rockin' you since '82.
Hey, we're back. Told you we'd be back. I got through my classes this morning and a meeting, and I've had some lunch, and now I'm having time to look at a couple of things that Mike sent me recently, one of which was an idea, a riff he sent me that was an idea for a break, and that sounds kind of like this. I like that. Yes. Yes, so that's what that sounds like. Nicely done. That's really close to what I had originally sung for him when I was saying I feel like we should maybe have a Unleash the Beastian kind of sped up post-break just riff that can just be like real nasty and then rip over top of it. So I'm going to see if I can get him to get me that with a click track so I know for sure, I'm pretty sure where that comes in terms of how it lines up with the beat, but I want to hear his thoughts about it too. So I'm going to see if I can get him to send me that with a click track. And I don't know if those big chords at the beginning are supposed to be part of this or if that's supposed to be the post-second chorus bridge and then this thing. So we'll see, but I like that. He also sent me some lyrics. He said, here's the nonsense that I wrote that you might be able to use to make something out of. Don't know if I like the idea of the chorus being focused around the devil tree, but it's a thing. So he sent me the words, in the shadow, in the light, not the day, not the night, feel the noose coming around, dragging me up the devil tree. And what I'm going to keep from that is the concept of shadow, and I'm going to change it to stuck in the shadow. That's what I'm going to do. So, I am the one led astray, nowhere I can hide. I want to run, get away, but I'm horrified. I want to scream, it's a dream, but I'm too petrified. I had been singing down there, he sang up. Too petrified, stuck in the shadows. Maybe stuck in the shadows. That's going to be our chorus, and that may be the song title. Stuck in the shadows. That's good. Stuck in the shadows. There's a lot I can do with that. There's not a lot I can probably rhyme with that. Shadow. I mean, anything that ends in an O sound. I want to see if there's an actual rhyme for the word shadow. Shadow, maddo. Shadow, glado, fado. Could be two TTOs, but I'm not sure that exists. Shadow. It's okay. So one syllable is basically what I said. All of the O sounds. So banjo, borrow. Yeah. See, it's not really the addo. Chateau. Chapeau. We'll sing in French now. Okay. Oh, j'aime ton chapeau. Crossbow, dumb show, Fargo. There's a lot to work with here. Mostly they just end in the OW sound and don't really rhyme with shadow, but I am fine with that. There's a ton of stuff here that I can work with that will get me that OW sound at the end without necessarily being the addo part of it. So, stuck in the shadow, or shadows. Stuck in the shadows, stuck in the shadow. I'll leave that up to him. I'll leave that up to him what he wants to do. Sometimes you get that S sibilance at the end of a tune and it just ends up being real hissy in the final take. And sometimes you can go too far the other way. You can put a de-esser on and end up almost not being able to understand what the words are. Twisted Sister uses a lot of de-essing in their stuff. There's some bonus tracks on one of their remastered releases where they are giving us studio versions of live stuff that they used to do, and one of them's an old tune they used to do called Plastic Money, and Dee's singing basically keep away from plastic money, but the de-essing is so harsh on it that you actually just hear keep away from plastic money, and to me that's too much de-essing. I digress. We'll see what Mike wants to do, but I feel like that's a good song title, Stuck in the Shadow or Stuck in the Shadows. I feel like that's something we can work with. I agree with Mike. I'm not going to use the Devil Tree as the chorus. I want to save that for the second verse. So I'm going to get rid of it there. But I like these concepts too about not awake, not asleep. I'm not going to use Feel Death Creep because we used creeping inside of me and right close to dead. So the earlier lyric is I feel a dead chill creeping inside of me. Pull me down, feel death creep. I am just going to cross all of that out on my document. I'll leave it there so I can see what the syllable flow is supposed to be. But stuck in the shadows. The throwaway thing would be like away from the light. Something, 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 the darkest pitch of night. That stinks. But Stuck in the Shadows is good. Or Shadow. We may have a song title. More later. Okay, so welcome to the car. I know it's hard to see me in this. My phone mount is an El Cheapo thing. It's just on the vent rather than someplace nice and up high. But A, I need to get this down, and B, I need to show one of the other spots where I get a lot of work done, which is actually on my commute. I live about 45 miles from where I work, and it's a pretty straight shot on the highway. Once I get out of town and until I get into the place where I work, there are no stops at all. So I've been doing this drive for 20 years. I'm not saying I'm asleep at the wheel. I'm just, saying I know the drive. So I spend a lot of this time mulling over song lyrics and thinking about things that had previously been running in the background and are now allowed to come to the forefront. So I left off earlier today with the idea that the song was going to be called Stranded in the Shadow. And the chorus is stranded in the shadow between reality and trance. I actually liked the word myth there better. Stranded in the shadow between reality and myth. That's a better description of what I'm after, but myth is one of those ends in TH words that's really hard to rhyme. About the only thing that I can rhyme with myth is the word with, and the only line that works would be between reality and myth. Don't know where or how I'm going, or even who I'm going with. That sucks, and not at all what the song is about. So I swapped that out for between reality and trance, and I do kind of like the idea of trance there. There's certainly lots of rhymes for trance, but I started to come up with circumstance. So now, in a song titled Stranded in the Shadow, I have, now I'm stranded in the shadow between reality and trance. Is it just my imagination, or a smaller word than unfortunate circumstance? And you know what? Holly Knight taught me to not use the word just. And I'm not like intending to name drop there. Once, over a decade ago, I sat in on a big songwriters conference in Hollywood, and Holly Knight, famous good songwriter, did a panel discussion and was sort of riffing on the idea of words that she really hates in songs, and one of those words is just. She said just is a throwaway word, it's a filler word, it's a one-syllable thing that doesn't add any meaning to the song. Don't use just. So, okay, Holly, instead of is it just my imagination, which is also a Rolling Stones song, right? Is it just my imagination? Now, stranded in the shadow between reality and trance? Is it mere imagination? There we go. Stranded in the shadow between reality and trance. Is it mere imagination or unfortunate circumstance? I need something shorter than unfortunate. So tomorrow at work, I need to look for synonyms for unfortunate. I can maybe think about looking up synonyms for sinister too. That would be better. Is it mere imagination or sinister circumstance? That's the right number of syllables, but you can't say, is it mere imagination or sinister circumstance? I can't do that either. But we're getting there. I'm on the commute and ideas are fertile. So I hope you enjoyed this little segment, looking up my nose. Good morning, everybody. We got progress. This is cool. Left you yesterday, my time, in the car, finally having thought through enough in the background what the chorus of this beast should be, and got you up to the point where it was, I'm stranded in the shadows between reality and trance. Is it mere imagination and circumstance? Holly Knight be damned, I guess I'm going to have to use the word just here, because what I came up with was, is it mere imagination or just infernal circumstance? Just really means like merely in this case, and so since I've already used the word mere in the previous sentence, just is the only right word that goes here, and I like the hardness of the ST as it sort of leaps into that vowel starting infernal. Is it mere imagination or just infernal circumstance? I feel like that flows well. I hope Mike thinks that flows well. Anyway, then I could take a little bit more of what Mike gave me as a potential chorus. He had something about like being not awake, not asleep, which I just took right verbatim. So not awake, not asleep, drag me down into the deep, stranded in the shadows, I am stranded in the shadows. I can put that together with a drum part, if I can find where I am. We're up to like bar 66 or 70 in the music now. So I had left off, let's see, where had we left off? So we had left off here. This is bar 26 going into it. And this is going to be the I am the one led astray, nowhere I can hide. So that's where we're going to start here with the pre-chorus. Here comes the drums. Led astray, nowhere I can hide. I want to run, get away, but I'm horrified. I want to scream, it's a dream, but I'm too petrified. I am stranded in the shadows, I have no idea, between reality and trance. Is it mere imagination or just infernal circumstance? Not awake, not asleep, drag me down into the deep, stranded in the shadows. I am stranded in the shadows. Phone fell. I hate that. All right, I'm gonna leave it because I don't feel like recutting that, but the phone fell there. Sorry. Because I was pounding on the desk. Anyway, I said in there I have no idea because I have no idea what the melody is there. All I'm kind of doing is chanting it. And like, it could be something, I am stranded in the shadows between reality and trance. And now that I've sung that, that's probably what Mike's going to do. And that's not necessarily the best thing. And I don't know what the chords are supposed to be there, but that's at least the flow of the music. So once we're out of that, there's just a fill back into one time through the riff, dun 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 dun, and then we're into the second verse and the second chorus, and then the break, and then a ripping instrumental section a couple times through the riff. I don't even see that there's any need for any words at that point. And done. Yeah. All right. More words.
Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. Scott has given us a lot to chew on there, hasn't he? You're not going to hear from me today as far as any music. I need to process what he's done. I need to sit down with the axe and just work on things, which I've been doing a little bit already. He gave me a mono drum track to drop in so that I can have a bigger piece of drums to work with on this, so that's good. There's just a lot to do. I know he's going to be sending me the real drum track soon as we figure out this break and this chorus. So there's a lot happening, and I'm excited about all of that. But that's going to do it for today's episode. If you're enjoying this, please tell other people. We would like to have more people following what we're doing. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. Just hit the subscribe button, and then there's a bell that comes up, and if you click the bell, you will receive notifications for everything that we're doing. So we would love for you to just be a deeper part of what's going on here at Iron Fist. Also, we're on Facebook, and we're on Instagram, /Iron Fist Online. That's us. Don't confuse us with anybody else. Remember, we're the Iron Fist that's been around since 1982. We're copyrighted, we're trademarked, everything's above board and legal, so we own it. Finally, we're on Django. We're having great responses on Django. We've been on Django now for 5 or 6 years. We're getting a good fan base there. That's great. We've got radio stations contacting us, wanting to know when we're going to put out more music, so we're excited to get some of these new singles out that we're doing. Just a lot happening. We're on Amazon Music, Pandora, Spotify. We're out there everywhere, so look for us. If you want to find us on some of those major streaming platforms, grab one of our latest titles like Talking to Machines and just search for Iron Fist Talking to Machines, and you will find us. I guarantee it. So thanks for watching. We hope to see you again real soon with putting some real meat on the skeleton of this song that we've got going on now. Make it a great one. And one more thing, don't forget, rock on.